disrupt learning.
Alright mga kabsat, nandito tayo sa DZMM Teleradyo mga kabsat, no? The new Ombudsman Remulla government last hope to regain public trust. Carpio. Sinabi ni Associate Justice Carpio, mga kabsat, pakinggan natin to. Pero siyempre palitin natin to, baka copyright tayo mga kabsat eh. Dali lang ha. Palitin lang natin to mga kabsat. Baka makopyright tayo ni DZMM.
Give Enfagro Gently's 3 Plus for easier digestion. Helps with brain.
Okay.
Ano po sa tingin ninyo ang appointment ni ni Secretary Remulla? Nakita naman po natin under his term na ang DOJ marami rin talagang nagawa. Yung ICC ni Duterte, yung kay Quiboloy, and all the other cases that DOJ has been filing. Sa tingin niyo po ba magkakaroon ng malaking change with him helming yung ombudsman?
Yes, to be fair to Secretary Remulla, he was doing a good job in the investigation of the East Sabongero at saka yung mga flood control projects. He was on the right track. So
he is doing a good job regarding sa missing Sabongeros, sa mga flood control. He's doing a good job. Tama lang. Sabi ni Carpo yan, mga kabsat ha.
If he does the same thing as ombudsman, he can be the savior, no? But if he engages in selective prosecution, it will backfire. So we are at a critical crossroads in our history, because talagang people have lost faith in all institutions of the government, and ito na yung pag-asa natin to restore faith in the government. But he has to be fair. He has to go where the evidence leads him. Kahit sino. You are, whether you are the senator, congressman, or even the vice president, as long as there is evidence, he should pursue.
So, Justice, is it fair to say na actually pala, promotion pala ito from being a DOJ secretary to being appointed as the ombudsman? It's a de facto promotion.
Yes, because the ombudsman is a constitutional office. Independent yan. The moment you're appointed, fixed term ka of 7 years. You are financially autonomous, fiscally autonomous. So it's a very powerful office. I call it the second most powerful office in the government, in the hands of the right person, because you can investigate anyone. Even if impeachable officer, you can investigate. Kaya lang, if the officer is impeachable officer, he has to submit the results of his investigation to the House for the House to initiate the impeachment. Pero he can investigate anyone, even the president, but he has to stop. Once he has the findings, isasabit niya na yun sa House. So it's a very powerful position.
And it's independent, Justice, correct? It's not part of the executive.
Yes, it's independent because he's not under the supervision or control of any other public official.
Okay. Let me go back to ICI with your permission, Justice. Sabi ng ICI, kaya ayaw nila na i-live stream itong mga proceedings. Ayaw daw nila ng trial by publicity. What do you say about that, sir?
Well, yung live stream, okay ako dyan. Pero it should be open to the public. In other words, you can attend the hearing physically. Katulad sa Husgado. It cannot be live stream, pero the public can attend. The media can go there and watch and witness the proceedings, no? Hindi closed door. Yung closed door, wala na yan eh. That's the Star Chamber during the Old English period na hindi mo alam ano yung ginagawa nila. Bigla na lang they will issue a judgment, no?
Pero parang sa Amerika,
we are in the age of transparency already.
But in America, Justice Tony, di po ba meron pa rin mga nagdo-drawing ng mga court hearings dahil bawal na isa publiko yon?
Pero those are like in rape cases or in family matters, kasi hindi naman wala na, public interest is not at stake there.
Aha.
Yung mga those are very private cases, no. Pwede, it can be in chambers na lang ng court. But ito, public interest ito. Public funds are involved. And the most public interest, the matter that has the most public interest are public funds. Taxes natin yan eh.
Oops, nangyari. Marangan tayo. Wait lang.
Opo.
Speaking of public funds din po, di po ba may ginawa nung nakaraang administrasyon, Justice, no, na may executive order tungkol dun sa SALN ng mga nasa executive department na kakailanganin muna ng approval ng ombudsman bago i-release ang SALN na ito. Pero ito po ay executive order ng nakaraang Pangulo. Maari po ba itong ma-overturn ng administrasyong ito at maibalik yung kapangyarihan na masilip nating muli ang SALN ng mga nasa executive department?
Yeah, that order is just an order of the ombudsman. No? So nag-announce na si Secretary Boying that he will lift the prohibition. Dapat naman because it's crazy. Nakalagay yan sa Constitution eh. It's every public official, employee shall submit annually statement of assets and liabilities. That the purpose of that is so the public will know that you do not enrich yourself in office. And that is a public document. Pag public document, the public has a right to information.
Okay.
So, tatanggalin lang doon, i-redact lang yung mga private matters like yung address ng bahay ninyo. Hindi naman kailangan yun kasi baka, there could be violence. Pero as far as assets and liabilities are concerned, that is a matter of public interest, no? Pag that's in the Constitution, required yan eh. It's required of every public official, sundin ang Constitution. And it's a public record, it should be open to the public.
Opo. Sa pag-lift nito ni Secretary Remulla ng EO na ito, Justice Carpio, may magiging malaking epekto ba ito doon sa naging investigasyon laban kay VP Sara sa pondo na nawawala nga po at hindi pa rin sinasagot?
Well, yes, because nakalagay doon when you file your SALN every year, nakalagay doon, I hereby authorize the ombudsman to verify the correctness of my assets and liabilities based on the records of any appropriate government agency. Appropriate government agency includes government financial institutions like Land Bank and also the AMLA, the Anti-Money Laundering Council. So pwede kunin ni ombudsman yung records of any government official from the Anti-Money Laundering Council. Yung lahat naman ng mga banks, the moment your deposit reaches 500,000 pesos or more, they automatically report that. So may record ang AMLA.
Yan lang.
Pwede kunin yan ng ombudsman. May authority. All government employees give the ombudsman that authority.
All right.
Okay, one last for me, Justice Carpio. Sabi nga ninyo na nawala na talaga ng tiwala, no, to a large extent ang mga mamamayan sa mga ahensya ng gobyerno. So, desperate times call for desperate measures. What can you propose po? What can we do now to steady the ship of state?
Well, pinag-usapan na namin yan, and that is also, a lot of people have talked about this, and the number one problem of the country are the political dynasties. Dahil yung political dynasties, they now control Congress. 80% of the members of the House of Representatives belong to political dynasties. More than a majority in the Senate belong to political dynasties. And in the LGUs, more than 50% belong to political dynasties. Sa House, sa Congress naman, every year they pass the Annual Appropriations Act, no? The GAA. Sinasaksak nila doon yung kanilang pork barrel, yung insertions. In 2025, sabi ni Secretary Bonoan na ang insertion reached 450 billion pesos. Sinaksak sa DPWH, kinuha sa Department of Education, yung computerization program, kinuha sa PhilHealth. Zero out ang PhilHealth. Tapos kinuha rin sa AFP modernization at sa iba pa. So, pero yung binito ng presidente was only 29 billion. So, ang pork barrel was 421 billion. And ang understanding sa government, sabi nga based on the testimony of the district engineers, pag insertion yan, they cannot touch it without getting the consent of the congressman or senator who inserted. Tatanungin nila, boss, anong gagawin natin dito? Sasabihin ng congressman, kayo na bahala na kayo pag bid out yan, basta 20% sa akin or 25%. Ganyan nangyayari. The executive abandons its control over the budget by agreeing to this informal arrangement. So that is still the pork barrel. The Supreme Court already struck down the pork barrel because nakalagay doon before that the appropriation shall be disbursed subject to the recommendation of the congressman or the senator. Bawal yun. So we struck that down. So ang ginawa nila, kinontinue nila, pero wala na yung provision na that's stated in the GA na upon recommendation of the senator or congressman. Understanding na lang nila, nagsabwatan sila na, okay, ito, insertion ito, we will touch this only with the consent of the congressman or senator who inserted it. So, andyan pa rin. And every year lumalaki ito because they need that insertion for the next election cycle para tumakbo sila, mamimili sila ng boto.
Yeah.
So, they will, it's a vicious cycle.
Yes.
So, the assessment of everybody, ito yung punot dulo ng problema ng bansa. And the Constitution says, the state shall prohibit political dynasties as may be defined by law. So, it should be prohibited. Pero, the Congress must define what is a political dynasty. Pero, 40 years na halos, wala pang definition. So, ang gagawin namin ngayon, mag-People's Initiative kami.
Ayun.
We will bypass the Congress and we will launch a People's Initiative for the people to legislate directly an anti-political dynasty law. Matrabaho ito because you need 3% of the voters per legislative district and 12% nationwide. Matrabaho ito. So, but this will be the solution. Dahil Congress will never pass the anti-political dynasty law because that will kill them politically.
Yeah.
And we filed a case sa Supreme Court na Supreme Court should now order Congress, pero wala pang action eh.
Yeah.
So and we cannot wait because of this what happened now. May flood control anomalies, galit na ang tao. We have to do something. So we cannot wait for a decision of the Supreme Court. We will go directly to the people now.
Salamat.
Why can't I make any changes without an admin approval? Why?
With Monday.com's intuitive work management platform, you have the power.
Alright, salamat. Justice Carpio sa iyong talaga. Masaya siya dito kay Boyeng Rimulya, mga kakabsat.
Chairman, sabi din.
Oops, okay na tayo dyan. Wait lang. Tanggalin na natin. Mga kakabsat. Ay, grabe. Makwan, no? Nag-iiyakan pa rin hanggang ngayon ang mga garapa.